Well, good morning, training morning. So I just took the liberty of extracting your last podcast because there's some things I think you might be interested in. Well, let me just make sure we're recording. Are we recording? Yes, I think we are. Yes. And I just want to show you everything transparently. Now I'm going to go over things that maybe you're not quite ready for, and that's okay. I just want you to have the whole the view of the ecosystem and how it works. What we're talking about today is it's not passive income, but because there's no such thing. But this is how you get the reversal going. Like instead of paying in to a subscription or paying basically to put your stuff out, we want to reverse that process, and there's ways of doing that. So what I did this morning was I recorded your podcast because I don't have the raw file. I didn't want to ask you for it yet, and I extracted it. Actually, I'm going to transcribe it first because I want to show you. You're missing show notes. Let's see. Just create a folder. Red suitcase. Show notes are important for metadata. Metadata is important for the system to know what it is and how to distribute your show. Without it, it doesn't really know. It just kind of sits in nowhere land. Okay. So we're gonna just extract that in MP3 format because that's easier for me. Normally I'd use terminal to transcribe so it doesn't get out anywhere, but I'm gonna take a shortcut today just so I can demonstrate. I'm gonna use Whisper Sync, that's free. Use as many free tools as I can. Okay, we just gotta wait for that to transcribe. Close the MP3 conversion. So we're gonna grab this baby. I'm gonna send it over to Whisper Sync. See if my computer will allow it. It's temperamental. Yep. Okay. So it's gonna transcribe your entire show now, which is great because the Kingdom Architecture Engine, which I sent you the link for yesterday, can take all this, rearrange it, and make a really nice show notes for you. So you don't even have to think about it. It's really just transcribe, copy, paste, tell it what you want. It'll format everything for you, and then you can just copy it right into your show notes. Okay. Because I don't use, see, there's all your guys' it's not going to be perfect through the app version. That's why I use Terminal. But we don't need to be perfect for this part right now. We just need to be close. Because I use Substack and I don't use the whatever you're using, and I'm not going to teach on that either because I don't know anything about it. I'm going to show you how to do this on Substack. Why? Because, Mom, we want to extract from our consumers. We don't want to be paying a company for a subscription. And we want more flexibility than just posting a podcast and looking at data, right? Data is part of Substack, but where Substack really excels is growing audiences. You want to work on growing your audience to the point where they are interested in starting to subscribe, because once you have enough audience members, people will start paying you a monthly membership to subscribe to your Substack, and that's where you're going to want to post all your podcasts. Substack will allow you to write articles about that podcast throughout the week. It'll allow you to engage with your consumers in a chat box, and just kind of like fiddle with it throughout the week, right? Keep the engagement going. That's really what you're lacking and what you need. You need to build your audience, you and Penny. So, okay, so we have everything here. So I'm going to go back to, I sent you the engine yesterday. On ChatGPT, the Kingdom engine. Kingdom Governance Marketing Engine. Okay. So I need a sample show notes for Apple Podcast, but for Substack first. I'm going to say, I'm just going to take a picture of this so it knows what I'm talking about. Let's write the title, subtitle, and show notes in the start writing section. Okay. Minimal visual noise, and ensure you're crediting credits of production at the end, including using this engine, the Kingdom. We want to give credit where credit's due always. That's honest. And if we don't, people are going to suspect. To help write the show notes, Prime for metadata, and then by rock subscriptions at iCloud.com. That'll just be minimal at the end. Okay, so transcription from the show, organize, and extract only what's needed to optimize the show notes. To optimize all these sections, stay aligned with engine rules. Okay. Transcription, which we already extracted from WhisperSync over here. Just going to say copy, or select all, copy. Go over here, we're going to paste it. It's going to show up as an attachment because it's too big. Otherwise, we're just going to hit submit. And give it a minute. It's going to check all the engine rules. Here we go. You do title in a very wrong hotel. About right? I listened to it. Okay. Subtitle. Okay. Okay. And then your show notes are here. So we're just going to take this. And we're going to put it down here. Right? Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. All right. So, welcome to Artfully Tailored Conversations. Two sisters, one heart, and a very great conversation. Actually, I'll have the chat read it to you. I'm not going to do all that business, but I got to turn my mic off first.
On the supplied transcription, I'd keep the Substack package story-driven, searchable, and clean, without adding details that aren't supported by the recording. A red suitcase and a very wrong hotel. Subtitle, a funny, unexpected European travel story about Scotland, trains, friendship, and learning to trust your instincts. Show notes. Welcome to Artfully Tailored Conversations. Two sisters, one heart, and very great conversations. In this ad-libbed episode, Melody shares a memorable European travel adventure from years ago, beginning with a trip to Scotland and eventually taking her through England, Brussels, and Germany. There are beautiful Scottish lochs, narrow roads, bagpipes and drums, a lively Scottish concert, historic cities, countryside, trains, and some wonderfully unexpected encounters along the way. Then there is the big red suitcase. Traveling alone for part of the journey, Melody discovers that even an ordinary search for a hotel can become an unforgettable story. What she thinks is simply an inexpensive place to spend the night turns out to be something very different. And her friend's reaction the next morning makes the whole experience one they still laugh about. The episode also touches on traveling through Europe by ferry, bus, and train, the beauty and character of Scotland, Scottish music, traditions, and hospitality, the joys and challenges of traveling alone, trusting your surroundings and using good judgment, European rail travel, friendship, protection, and looking out for one another, finding humor in unexpected circumstances, remembering God's protection in the middle of an uncertain situation. Most of all, this is a story about experience, friendship, laughter, and the memories that become family stories for years to come. We hope you enjoy this little foretaste of the many stories still to come. Have a blessed day and a blessed week.
Okay, you get it, I'm sure. Okay. So now, if I were to export this show to, first of all, I would put a cover on this, right? Like I create a cover with the Kingdom Architecture engine. So, let's think about this for a second. Actually, you know what we could do, Mom? Would be a good idea. I'm kind of excited for you to see this. Okay. Artfully tailored. I forgot all about this. Let's shit. I just said no and I should have said yes. Mom just had her first coloring book come out. You'll see a screenshot here. Can we also advertise that in the show notes? This is her first product that should anchor in the show notes. Even though they didn't talk about it, it should be consistent in all the show notes now, including the link. I'll give you the link for the to sell it. Here we go. Look at that. And even a clickable link. Okay. Now we're going to go back. Go back. I almost forgot that part. That's important. You want to sell whenever, I mean, there it is. It's going to sell, 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 right? So now if we were to, let's just say we don't have any opening, we don't have anything, this is just it. We're going to export it as a local file from Camtasia. It's a video file. Real quick. We got to wait. But while we're waiting, we also want to attach the MP3 version because, whoops, that's already there. I'm going to delete this. Okay. We're going to put that MP3 version for podcast platforms. I'm going to attach an MP3 version because Substack will automatically, as long as you have it linked right, upload it to your Apple Podcast, the audio version, with your show notes from here, which is amazing, right? For free. Okay. Wait, where did I put that? Get so many screens open, it gets to be much sometimes for me. Okay. Podcasts folder. Podcast. Well, for crying out loud. There we go. Gonna be in here. Here it is. There's the MP3 file from earlier. So we could just, that goes here. So we just drag it. Substack links is super easy. Drag it here, it will upload. While that's uploading, we're also downloading the video. Actually, let's stop this for a second, because what I want to do, I'm going to minimize this, get it out of the way. Then take back the Kingdom Market. Chat, can we have a horizontal image for the show? We can use the artwork, that's fine, from the book, but we need like a theme, a podcast theme show image for the podcast itself, since it's audio, for the video upload. And you could, you know, do whatever image you want. You can play with this thing, clean up governance engine to get it just right. That's what I would suggest you do. Now, obviously, the video version only stays on Substack. People could play it directly from the app. Your listeners on Substack, only the audio version goes to Apple Podcasts along with the show notes automatically. So that's what it did for you, but you can do whatever you want. This is just an example. Okay. We're going to drag this in. Going to put it above everything else so it covers up everything. Going to drag it out as far as the show goes. Yeah. Boom, like that. Right? So when it's just playing on Substack, they'll see the screen, they'll see that image while they're listening to it. You know, and you could put a QR code on there for your book. You could, you know, we'd have to configure that, but however you want to do it, or just leave it simple. It's really your call. Okay, we're just waiting on, what are we waiting on? Okay, that's done, so we're going to insert that there. So that'll automatically go to Apple Podcasts now along with your show notes only. And when we submit it, done with this. Where is the MP4 file? We'll go here, right? It's still probably downloading. Let's see. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it save? Onward suitcase. Huh. Okay, try it again. Oh, because I canceled it, so we can get the image in there. Ding. No, my name is stupid. My name is stupid. But I gotta wait. Isn't that pretty? I mean, that's probably not your style, but I think it's pretty. You can do whatever you want. You could even use the imagery from your book. Just take a like a screenshot of whatever image you want. Tell the Kingdom engine that's what you want to use that as a base. It'll create something pretty for you. Okay, we're just waiting. Waiting. There's something else I want to show you, like how it will look on the other end on Apple Podcasts, but I want to wait until, I don't want to overwhelm you. I would also suggest more waiting on that, like a jingle, opening jingle, real short, like I do. Eventually, when if you have an ad for your book, like do a commercial, intro to commercial jingle, back from commercial jingle. That's done through Suno. That's done through one of my other engines. That's all extra stuff you can add later, but I just want to show you like how to get the metadata out there and really get this exposed more, because it's not really exposed. That's your problem, in my opinion. But what do I know? Okay. While we're waiting on that, right now, everything. So they could technically listen to this right from the Substack. This is what it would look like on a smartphone. Oh, okay, I'm not logged in. I'm not. Yeah, we won't do all that. It'll look kind of like that. Substack will also create ads for you for free. Those are really nice for posting on Facebook and stuff. And they're really easy, just a couple clicks. It's designed to help you build your audience and then eventually get your own subscribers, and it's free. So you don't pay Substack anything, you just got to engage it. And that's really what you want. You don't want to be putting out money, you want to be taking in money. It's going to take a little while because it's a video file technically. And like I said, the video file doesn't go, it stays on Substack for people listening on Substack. They're the ones that'll see the Artfully teleconversation screen and the show notes, but it'll like automatically extract out the audio and the show notes only, not the image, to Apple Podcasts or any other platforms you have attached to it automatically when you post it. It's pretty cool. It uses RSS, which is like the mailbox standard for digital metadata. RSS. Super important to know. Okay, so we're all waiting on that. I suppose we could play a little bit with one of my other engines for making music. So, Chad, I need a really short jingle opener for a new show. Short jingle opener for a new show called Artfully Tailored Conversations. I'm going to give you I don't know, context from the show notes for the most recent show. Don't be specific about the show. Just I need a jingle for the show in general. Stand by, do not respond yet while I get those notes for you. Okay, we're going to give the notes, these some context. This is for creating Artfully Tailored. No. Artfully Tailored Conversations. Conversations by this is the show title. You need a Suno opener, show opener, jingle. Suno 5.5 Pro. Short, so we don't lose attention spans that are short and memorable. Here we go. Remember what I said about using several engines? I'm going to take this so we can retain the rights. I'm going to check it against the resonant generator. Okay, resonance passport. See where we score. Passes all tests, that's good. Okay, optimized version. Markdown for lyric box only. Here are a few credits we can use today. Real short. Okay. Create anything style box. Okay. Okay, style box. Okay. Title. Real simple. We're keeping it simple today. You could go, I mean, you can get as complicated as you want, but okay, 5.5, we're going to go with that. We're going to create. I'm just going to mute myself so you can hear this playback. This is just an example.
Artfully tailored conversations. Artfully tailored conversations.
You have fragments of
Artfully tailored
We're keeping it short because attention spans are short. So what we're going to do is we're going to, we can't, I'm going to cancel it again. I'm going to move this down. I'm going to record. I'm going to do it a different way since I have a pro account. I'm just going to download the audio file. What's great about Camtasia is you can just cut, click, paste, drag. Way easier for a visual person. Okay. Okay, so there it is. Drag it in. Yeah. Okay. This is a terrible example, I know, but it gives you the idea. So this is how the show would start. Let me just mute myself. Where did my art go? Oh, okay. I'm gonna drag it all the way back. Here we go. Mute myself.
Artfully tailored conversations. Conversations. Artfully tailored. Conversations.
All right. Welcome to Artfully Tailored Conversations.
Yeah.
Two sisters, one heart, and very great conversations.
Just like that. You just want a quick jingle, start to get people like a Menards commercial. They have big money in Menards. So they start to get used to it, right? So every week they're thinking about that song, but quick because people have short attention spans. But they know right away once they get to know your jingle what they're listening to. And then it's just not long before you guys are like, see how I moved the bar just a little bit to start before the song was over? That's what we call transition. So you're transitioning, Penny's transitioning in before the jingle is over completely, so it sounds real smooth and like she's kind of taking over the show right from the music. That's what you want. So now let's export, and then you can do that with commercials, and then you do it like I have an ending song, and you do whatever you want. But okay, let's try this again. Well, let me make sure because I expanded the length a little bit. We want to make sure our work goes all the way over to the end. I don't want it going black before the show's over. That's just tacky. Right there. Okay? Export file. Okay. Red suitcase. Export. Now we wait. Now you have an opener. You're probably not going to like that opener. That's okay. I'm just giving you an example. I'm not going to post any of this. This is just for your own learning. You can show Penny if you want or whatever you want to do with it. It's your call. It's your show. I just want to show you what's possible. So what Kim Teach is good for is, I think I paid for a lifetime. I don't know if they do lifetime anymore. I think they do a subscription only, but I have a lifetime the version of it. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. Takes out all the noise. I didn't do that actually. Let me do that too real quick. Abort. I'm gonna smooth out the noise. So modify, add effects, audio compression. It's going to even out all the sound. And then I'm also going to go modify AI noise removal. Perfect. I want that here too. So if you have any I did it already. So if you had any Penny accidentally grabbed her coffee cup and it made a sound, or it'll clear all that out for you so you only hear your voices. Okay, now for the play side. Now let's export it. It's ready. I'm going back to watching my Game of Thrones. Okay, so that's completing. So we're gonna do is we're going to take the file, right? Reveal in Finder, there it is. We're going to select the file. We're going to attach it, boom, boom, like that. It can take a while to upload. That's okay. Depending on how fast the internet's going that day, it'll take a little while. And then, okay, so when this transfers to Apple Podcasts, I'm sorry, everything will be fixed as far as grammar goes. I was telling you earlier, like your title isn't capitalized, all that. It'll format exactly how we wrote it here, so you don't have to worry about it beyond that. But while that's working on that, I'm going to say, I'm going to take, I'm just seeing if I could do like a mock version of what it should look like on the podcast side. This is what it looks like right now. Very blank. We don't want that. Chat, this is what their show notes. This is what their show notes look like right now before we post everything we just did. Can you do a mock image of what it should look like after all this posts to Apple Podcasts, please? See, it should look more like this. Okay, when it comes out on the other end from Substack. See how different that is? Obviously, your stuff would be down here. My website wouldn't be there. Yours would be, which you need a website, by the way. That's easy to do for free on NeoCities. And yeah, it should look more like this. And this would be great metadata. You know, all your links are here. Everything's here. You can even, that's just an example. It'll probably carry over a lot more than that, actually. But it's just giving you a mock. Okay. So this come right from the, right from here, Substack, whatever we put there. Okay, it's ready to go. So now you have a video version here, right, on Substack.
Artfully tailored conversations.
Wait,
Artfully tailored conversations.
okay. I don't know why it's failing there, but probably needs to be uploaded a little more. Okay, we didn't upload the, what's going on here?
Artfully tailored conversations. Artfully tailored conversations.
All right. Welcome to Artfully Tailored Conversations.
Okay, well, that would be fluid normally. I'm not going to redo it right now, but you get the idea. Okay,
Artfully
now,
tailored.
let's say you should have a landing page too. NeoCities is free and it's great for metadata. And the landing page, like, you know, you've seen mine, I'm sure. This is mine. Or your landing page is like your home base, like where your product is, where everything is centralized, and everything should link back to your home page. This is how you begin like having one place where everything connects to. And that's, NeoCities is great for metadata and it's free. And that's easy for me to build. So that's something else to think about. Okay, I think that's all I have right now. So we normally just continue. You decide, are you sending it to everyone or just paid subscribers? At first, it's going to be everyone. You're going to choose whether comments are allowed for everyone or free or paid subscribers. I usually do free or paid subscribers. Check your selection. So I have two categories I usually choose, comment and table. And then your tags are important for metadata for people to search for you. So I'm going to say, give me strong metadata tags for the show, sentence format with commas only. And it's going to extract all the important words that people might search for to help find your show. Okay, we're going to put that here. Just copy paste. So there it goes. Okay. And now it's going to go out to RSS feeds. All your feeds will be like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you have connected to Substack. It's going to auto-upload to YouTube if you have a YouTube connected, which you should. And then send everyone out, and it goes. Now you have it in a couple places. You have it on Substack. And now, because you have a show on Substack, at any point during the week, you can do a quick note to people that'll go out to everybody on your connection. Like, hey, just thinking about the show the other day. Here's the link, here's the book. It's like if you want to order, whatever, and it just goes out like a blast. And then article. You can write an article about, you know, maybe there's something you remembered about the show that you forgot to talk about or whatever. And then connect it. And then the other great thing about Substack is as you build your audience, what was I going to say? But it'll keep your stats too, by the way. Here are all my stats. Chat. So you want to start a chat with your people that are following you. That's really important for engagement. People like that. And that's something you and Penny can both manage together. So you don't have to take it all on yourself, or just post like a question a day. Like, hey, if you're listening to the show, you know, we talked about blah, blah, blah. What's one thing you remember from a trip, blah, blah, blah. Engage your audience, right? That's super important to building it. And then finally, simple explanation of why metadata and why meta tags are important to building an audience.
Metadata tells Apple Podcasts and other platforms what your show is about. The title, description, category, episode information, author, etc. Meta tags give platforms additional words and concepts associated with your content. For example, human connection, personal stories, relationships, and meaningful conversations. Why it matters for audience building. When someone searches for something, platforms need clues to decide which shows and episodes are relevant. Good metadata helps. 1. Get discovered. Your show has more opportunities to appear when people search for topics you actually discuss. 2. Reach the right people. The goal isn't just more listeners. It's getting your show in front of people who are likely to care about it. 3. Reinforce your brand. Repeated language such as real people, real stories, meaningful conversations, human connection tells platforms and humans what your show consistently represents. 4. Help individual episodes get found. Episode titles, descriptions, and tags can give each episode its own discovery footprint. 5. Build recognition over time. As you consistently publish around related themes, your metadata creates a clearer picture of what artfully tailored conversations is. The simplest way to think about it, open quote, your content is the conversation. Metadata is the signpost that helps people find the conversation, close quote. And importantly, metadata doesn't create an audience by itself. It helps the right audience find you. The actual show, the stories, conversations, emotional connection, and quality is what makes them stay. Think of metadata as the label on the show.
And that's all I have for today. Let me know if you have any questions.